What up, fam? All the homies, family, frat, whoever, you know what I'm saying? All my peoples. Welcome to the first installment of 5 Minutes with Fo. Um, I just decided to do this because, I get a lot of questions. It's a big deal, you know, pack the whole family up, move out the country, not out of state, not out the city, but to a whole nother country, whole other side of the world. And a lot of people got a lot of questions. I mean, shouldn't have came to it as a shock to a lot of y'all, but I mean, I understand it's still a big thing to us and to a lot of people. Um, like I said, I get a lot of questions, so I decided to do this just to kind of fill everybody in. I'll probably be doing this maybe, once a week. I call it 5 minutes with focus. I don't want to take up a lot of y'all time. A lot of people got lives. I know y'all got stuff to do, but for those that are interested, this is for y'all. So the first thing I'm just gonna handle is the why. Why we decided to do this. I know a lot of people, like I said, got questions, but people who know us best, our closest friends and family, shouldn't come to y'all as so much as a shock because we've been talking about this for years. But like I say, I know the actual move is a big thing, so we just gonna get into that. So when we talk about why, I'm just gonna touch on three subjects. It's gonna be about family, communication, and opportunity. Okay, let's get into it. All right, first off, family. Everybody that know me best, grew up with me, hung around me, my crew, the Lows, some of my closest people, they know I'm all about family. Was raised that way. My mother and father raised me that way. I was raised around my three brothers, all my cousins. Every opportunity we get, every holiday, every summer, we was always together. So family has always been a big thing for me. My daughters, I make sure that they hang out with their uncles, their cousins, Nana, Pawpaw, as much as they can, just so they know family. They want to know. I want to know that they are aware of their family and that they loved by family. So family is a huge thing to me. So people, y'all might hear that and say, well, if you're so big on family, then why take your family and pull them away from your family? Simple question, simple answer. I'm married. I've been married since May 15th, 1999. So when I got married, I was fully aware of who I was marrying. My wife is from here. So that means we have family here. She left her mother, her father, her brother. Her brother's married. So I got a sister-in-law here, uncles, cousins, aunties, the whole shebang. Not to mention family from my side. I got two cousins in Berlin. So how you doing, Ashra? How you doing, Udine? We'll get with y'all soon. But family is a huge thing. So I want them to be able to know both sides of the family. And it's my family too. Like I say, I knew exactly what I was getting into when I got married. And my wife made a big choice. When we were dating in college, at that point in time, she didn't really want to go back when she was done. She had some goals and aspirations that she felt she couldn't do and get accomplished in Germany, and she felt she had a better chance in the States. And I didn't really want her to go back because we had built something special, and we wanted to continue to build on that. So that's exactly what we did. So that's the family part. So all the cries and all the sadness and all the tears that we left, I should say, when we got here, we're met with happiness and hugs and shakes. So it kind of counterbalances. I know it's not the same, but everything just takes some getting used to. First 23 years of marriage, 22 years of marriage, almost a quarter century of a relationship together was spent here, and we built some big things. We did a lot of stuff, but this is just the next phase in our family's evolution, if you want to call it that. So that's why we decided to do it. First off, for family. She has a Nana and a Pawpaw in the States, Pawpaw in Texas, Nana and Cali, floating between different states, and out here she has a Oma and a Opa. They want to see her too. I know mom, it's a tough thing, and I know my Pawpaw is stingy, but you got to share. Book a ticket and come see us, and come see for yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to family. Now, let's talk about communication. Okay, communication. Now, when I speak of communication, I'm just going to talk to y'all about the communication that me and my wife have. We always keep an open line of communication. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I do not like surprises of any sort. So if I feel a way, I want her to know how I feel. And if she feels a way, I want her to be comfortable enough to tell me how she feels so we can eliminate if there is a problem or if there's something I need to change or if there's something I feel that she needs to change. But we talk about everything. We've always talked about everything. Back when we were dating in college, we talked about life. Talked about how we wanted our life to be. You know, for example, my oldest, my baby, Bossy, Dominique, she was named actually in 1996, 97. She was named after Dominique Dawes. So we already had that agreed upon to, our first child, be it a boy, would be a third. And if it was a girl, it would be Dominique. So we talked about those things. We talked about everything. We talked about what we wanted to do. We talked about, not rushing into having kids. I got a lot of friends and family who did have kids early. And, we wanted to get to know each other as a couple. We wanted to do things. We wanted to travel. Like I say, my wife is a travel bug. She is German and she grew up traveling. Different countries, not different cities, just different countries. So that's something that we actually discussed and talked about. Just our family dynamics were so different. Being me, East Side native, East Side Watts, California, I grew up a little different than she did. Her family sat down at the table every night for dinner and ate. That was something big for her. We hardly ever did. Unless it was a big family function. And even if it was a big family function, I mean, everybody sat around, in their little cliques and groups, but never together at one table to talk. And that's something that we do to this day. Anybody that's ever had a meal, sat down and broke bread with us in our home has witnessed us sitting down. That's a big thing for us because that's the time we get the chance to talk and make sure we stay in each other's lives. Make sure we stay up to date on what's going on in each other's lives, us and our kids. So that's a big thing for us. Things like the house. I lost the agreement where we wouldn't have a TV in the room. We don't have a TV in the room now. Have never had a TV in our room. Just little things like that. So the line of communication was always open. So it was always in the cards for us to make this move. And she said it was very important to her at some point in time in our relationship that we do make this move. And I was all for it. Of course I was all for it, but just not right away, of course. There were some things that I wanted to do, growing up the way I grew up. After I made it out of that, got a degree, started a career, started a business, did the things that I wanted to do. And then the kids came and now we found ourselves in a time and place, though it was time to make that move. And so we actually communicated about that for the last couple of years. And then we just decided to pull the trigger. And we didn't think it would happen so fast, but once we got the thing moving, we were out of there. So communication is a totally big thing with us. When it comes to our family, we don't really consider outside advice. If it can't be handled between us, then it just can't be handled. And that's the way we feel about it. I never consulted with anybody when we decided to get married. I never consulted with anybody when I left California to go to Missouri to take a scholarship. I know my popsy wanted me to stay in California so the whole family could see me play, but I took the free scholarship and that was that. But yeah, communication is a big thing. So we talked about this. This is not a spur of the moment decision. This has been heavily calculated. Like I say, those who know us best know that we travel here every other year, once every 2 years or so. In the summer, we spend a month out here traveling around, seeing family and just seeing things. It's a big thing for us to have our daughters to be able to do something like that. So communication was key for us. And, like I said, this was always in the cards. It's something we always talked about. And it just came time in 2019 for us to, put the pedal to the metal and stop talking about it and walk the walk. So that's communication. All right. And the last part we're going to talk about is opportunity. Okay, last part, and I'm gonna let y'all get back to your lives. We're gonna talk about opportunity. I'm not really gonna talk about me because at my age, I'm not old, but I'm not young, and I feel I've done a lot, or as much, or if not all I wanted to do when I was in the States. So this new opportunity for me personally to come out here and, just test myself again. I've never been scared of any opportunity that presented itself. I always took opportunities as they came to me. When I was younger, I actually did get a chance to travel around the country, just doing different programs, church, Boy Scouts, you name it, football. I took advantage of every opportunity to get me out of the environment I was in just to see something different. Living in Watts and getting on a school bus and going out to Northridge and going out to Woodland Hills for middle school and high school, just getting to see how just people lived on the other side of town. It was like Wonderland. And then I get to come back to the neighborhood and deal with the neighborhood life and the neighborhood politics. So the opportunity for me to come over here and challenge myself and do something new. I'm in school learning a whole new language. Yeah. But I'm not scared of it, and it's actually going pretty well. So I take that. The opportunity for my daughters, y'all know my kids are paramount for me. It's the wife, my babies, and then it's everybody else. Mom, of course, but family and everybody else. But the opportunity for my kids is going to be, I feel, insurmountable. Yeah, $10 word coming out of $10 mouth, but you get it. The fact that my daughters are going to be able to have school here and in the States and be able to live in two different environments. So when they get of age, they get to make a decision for themselves and see what works out for them. I don't want boundaries on my kids. I want my kids to be able to do anything. I always told them for their whole lives, I'm going to give them the world. And, this is just the start for us to do that. It's an opportunity for us as a family to get even closer. Me and my wife just, living in California, it's a hustle, man. I have my own business. I was hustling, doing my thing back and forth, working 12 to 14 hours a day. I wake up at 4 o'clock, hit the gym, come back, get the kids up, get them to school, get home, hit dinner if I had the time, or if they weren't already asleep. It's just the hustle and the bustle of that. And here, we get the opportunity to actually spend more time together as a family. Mandatory vacations, everything closed on Sundays. I mean, it's just an opportunity for us to get closer as a family, to make sure that I keep a hand on my kids and, not let the outside influences be too much of a hindrance on their progression. Opportunity for the wife, she came back. She's been teaching high school for 20 years, and now she's back teaching grade school. She dealing with kids and teaching kids that don't know German. So it's an opportunity for her to get back and kind of reconnect with all of her friends that she grew up with. A lot of her friends that she grew up with, she still keeps in contact with. We still keep in contact with. We visit with. We see as often as we can when we did travel here. And now that we're here, it's no rush to get to everybody, because like I say, we just need to slow down and get together and get our program. But that's coming along, and it's an opportunity for us to, like I say, reconnect with that part. A lot of people out here even asked us why we would make the jump, and this is the same talk I give to you, I give to them. It's just the opportunity for us to come together as a family, opportunity for my kids to be able to see this. I mean, if I would have had the chance to do something like this when I was a kid, I would have loved to, but I didn't. Like I said, I took advantage of as much as I could when I was a kid, but that was that. But the opportunity for this is crazy. I mean, just business wise, we'll see. It's a whole different league out here, so I'm getting to know the lay of the land and figuring that part out. But it's going to be opportunities. I mean, to grow personally, like I say, grow as a family, and just the opportunity for us to see what this new road is going to bring. I mean, just meeting new people from all over the world is a crazy thing. The economic structure out here is powerful, is growing. My wife is from Audi, runs that land. I mean, they got probably about a million square meter facility, and here where we are is Mercedes land, and they're taking over the town. New buildings popping up every day, new roads are getting expanded every day. So it's an opportunity for us to see what this has. I'm gonna give them a little bit of that East Side Cali hustle. We move a little faster than they do, and we're gonna see what they got. So once I get this language down, it's gonna be a problem for a lot of people. But the opportunities for us are endless, and we're gonna take advantage of all of them. So like I say, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I feel I covered the why. If you guys got questions, hit me up. If you got me on Facebook, you can DM me. I'm gonna load this on YouTube, so you can put a question in the comment section. Email me. at the PLO group at gmail.com. Yeah, I still have that. I closed down the PLO company, but I still got the email. So it's THEPLO group at gmail.com. I look forward to talking to y'all next week. I think we're going to talk about differences. I think our bossy excited. She want to do the video with me. So it'll be us two talking about the differences between here and there. And it's a lot of them. So like I said, if you got questions, hit me. I'll fill you in as needed. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. And like I said, I'm going to keep this going probably, week to week. Y'all holla. I know it was more than 5 minutes, but so what?